Hey everybody, this is Plastic Commando coming to you today from deep behind enemy lines. And this is video 3 in my continuation series on custom miniatures. In this particular case for Global War 36, it's Spain, Nationalist Spain, and Republican Spain. So let's dive right in. All right, we'll start with the infantry. These sculpts are HPG. These are some older Axis or Comintern sculpts that I thought were actually pretty appropriate for use as Republican Spain infantry, and I think these poses are okay, but for purposes of my Republican Spanish infantry, I think they do well. It kind of gives an indication of where they were getting their equipment from Mother Russia primarily. And of course, we've got these decaled up with the Republican Spanish flag. And so that gives us a good look of the infantry. And of course, we've got the militia in the background. Got a few of these guys painted up in the event using militia. Same thing, got them decaled up with the Republican flag. And kind of get a kick out of the guy in the middle. When I was actually painting these up some time back, I noticed he was a bit warped compared to the other guys standing at attention. But I thought actually that was pretty appropriate for militia, since they're really untrained and not as not as equipped as regular infantry. So I went ahead and left him in there. He's just a pitiful, poor-looking soul. So I thought he was perfect for militia. Alrighty. So moving on. Go to the next batch here. We've got a couple of Republican armored cars, and these again are HPG sculpts, all of these, and I like these. These armored cars paint up nice. There's a lot of intricate detail, lines and patterns that takes the Army painter quick shade really well, giving it sort of a distressed look, and then in particular after we do the matte varnish spray. So really happy how these turned out, and got them all decaled as well. Then we've got the motor transport. Got two of these trucks, and I tried to keep a consistent color scheme. I've got the canvas painted with a brown, sort of an espresso brown color. Same with the infantry helmets, the uniforms. Again, all consistent with the look of the vehicles, the paint schemes. And then of course here we've got the mechanized infantry. Again, HPG sculpts. I like these. These are really nice pieces to customize. Again, a lot of detail in terms of weathering. I think they turn out pretty nice as well. And yeah, pretty happy with these guys. So this is the first batch, and then we'll move on to the remainder. All right, let's go to the tanks. So first up, I've got some light tanks for the Republican Spanish. This particular tank here in the foreground is both of these, actually the one in the background as well. Both of these are GHQ. They're metal, highly detailed. I like these really a lot in terms of the weathering. So I believe this is the BT5. Again, these are early version Russian tanks, And I believe that one, this one in particular here in the middle, is the BT8. So I think again these are appropriate given that this is a Spanish Revolution in the mid to late 30s. So I think these early version tanks are really great to use, you know, for Lend-Lease and such. And then we've got a couple of the T26 light tanks. These are HPG sculpts. Again, they weather up really nice. So these are the 4 light tanks which I've painted up. And then moving to the medium tanks, I've got a couple of HPG sculpts. These are T34s for medium tanks. And you again kind of get a detail of the weathering as well. Again, this I'll have all the colors up in the description, the paints that I've used, but this particular color and the weather scheme really turned out great. I like this pattern. All right, and then we've got just a couple of artillery pieces, just standard early Russian HPG sculpts. And then while we're in the ocean over here, painted up a few ships. I know that under the rules for the Spanish Civil War, I believe we've got a destroyer, and I know there's a coastal sub, which are the two in the middle. I went ahead and painted up. This is just an HPG sculpt, Neutral Nations, as a cruiser. And I've got a transport over here. I don't know that that's actually in the rules, but my goal in painting up a lot of these game miniatures is, you know, kind of, hey, in the future, what if I'm gonna, you know, do maybe either through Lend-Lease for some reason or a house rule, I'm painting up more than what's actually required, because sometime in the future I'll be I'll stop painting these little fellas. So I've just got a bunch of extras that I've thrown in particular in case you lose one as well. But I like how this coastal sub turned out. I've got it weathered up, and I've got the Spanish flag there underneath, excuse me. And again, I've got kind of a yellow paint scheme to my boats as well, which kind of ties into the Republican Spanish flag. All right, and then lastly, the aircraft. So here in the middle, we've got some early version Russian fighters, and these will definitely be used, actually produced in the factory in Madrid as well. And I've got 3 fighters all painted, weathered up. I've got 3 tactical bombers, and I tell you, these are a lot of fun to weather and paint up. These are nice sculpts. Again, HPG. These are just plastic, but I've got again a paint scheme going with the you know, the tan color, and maybe kind of hard to tell, but I've got the nose of the tac bomber painted in a it's sort of a plum purple color that matches the roundel. And again, just couldn't be happier how these turned out. I like them. They're a lot of fun to use. They look great on the game board. And then lastly, we've got a medium bomber. Again, this is a Russian unit as well. And kind of show you a little more of the detail on this particular one. I've got 2 of these as well, and maybe kind of get an idea of the weather pattern. We'll set it down here. There we go. And again, like the attack bombers, I love these sculpts. These are nice. These are really cool sculpts to, you know, to paint, weather up, and yeah, very, very happy how these turned out. You know, it just shows that quick shade really nice. So yeah, pretty pleased with overall how the Republican Spanish turned out. So let's move on to the Nationalist. All right, Nationalist Spain. These are the infantry, which I will also be using in case using militia. I don't have any separate militia sculpts because I painted up 15 of these guys, which is likely overkill. But since I had some extras, I went ahead and painted them up. So in the event using these as militia, we'll just pop a chip under them to designate militia status. But these sculpts are from Combat Miniatures, and extremely pleased with these sculpts. They match up perfect with HBG sculpts, Axis and Allies sculpts, and these are the, of course, the National Spanish Infantry, available Combat Miniatures, and we have them decaled up with the decal roundel as well. And yeah, pretty pleased with these are highly detailed. I like these guys quite a bit. It's a different pose. One of the reasons I like it. Gonna pull one of these up here. Kind of give you an idea of the detail. I think these paint up rather nice as well. You got the the suspenders, bayonet on the side, rifle, and it's got his helmet as well. So yeah, these are pretty nice. Again, Combat Miniatures. Pretty happy with these. Haven't seen some of the videos I've watched. I haven't really seen many of these on game tables, but again, if you're interested, these match up perfect with HBG and Axis and Allies sculpts. So yeah, love these guys here. And also, I'm using the expansion set rules for the Spanish Civil War. And I've got two guys here. These are part of my Condor Legion from Germany. And pretty happy with these sculpts as well. Now, these sculpts are from Alt Ending Games, which is available on Etsy. If you shop on Etsy, you might want to do a search on ALT Ending Games, and these are available there. So these are extremely detailed. These turned out pretty nice. Again, I painted them up with gray trousers. There we go. Field gray tunic, gray helmet, and yeah, just a lot of super detail. With the webbing and the packing on the back there. And so for Condor Legion purposes, I think these guys are awesome to use. And painted up the base again, as I noted in one of my previous videos. Excuse me with the camera. These bases are a little bit smaller than the normal bases for like HBG sculpts, but I mean they're satisfactory. They're okay. They're just they have a tendency to maybe turn over at times. So I've got these painted, weathered up. Got the German flag underneath. And again, these are just strictly for Condor Legion. And again, per the rules, I believe you're only allowed one. But like I said, I'm just painting up some extras in the event. Lose one, playing a game, somebody loves it, just give them one, that kind of thing. So while I'm in the mood to paint and able and can still see great, yeah, I'm just painting up a bunch of extra. Then here we got some nice markers from HBG that's part of the expansion set as well. So, and then real quick, moving on to the motorized infantry trucks. These two here are metal. They are from GHQ, and these are the same same trucks that I used for my Africa Corps set. And again, I just love the detail on these. They weather up nice. Again, they really highlight that quick shade, all the detail. So yeah, just big fan of these vehicles here. And then we've got 2 HBG sculpts. These are the mechanized infantry. Again, same weather pattern. They just look great. These are plastic, but again, painting and weathering, I mean, you can't tell the difference until you're starting to handle the piece. So both are equally detailed. And then we've got a couple of armored cars. Got 2 versions. There you go. All right, so let's move on to the final batch. Okay, these are the light tanks that I'll be using for the Nationalist Spanish. And oops, pardon me. Got the this is a standard HBG sculpt here. Well, both are HBG sculpts. This is a standard plastic early version light tank, and this is a Panzer I that is a 3D sculpt from HBG, and this is again just another highly detailed piece. It is a lot to paint, dry brush, weather. So very happy with these. I've got quite a few of these that I'll be painting up as well for my early German tank force, and along with of course other series of tanks that Germany was known for. But for purposes of a 36 Civil War, this is a good unit to perhaps lend lease as well. So very happy with this 3D sculpt from HBG. And then moving on, we've got a couple of medium tanks, Panzer IIs, that have been painted and weathered up. And not sure if I had said earlier, but the paint scheme that I used for the Nationalist Spain forces is field gray, same paint scheme that I have used for a lot of the German infantry and military hardware colors, tanks, trucks, that kind of thing. So I wanted to, again, since Germany and National Spain were more or less aligned with each other, I wanted to keep a consistency of color, but obviously these are painted up much different. And at some point when I do have all the German miniature pieces to showcase and completed, you'll see there's a wide range of differences, but I did want to keep a similar pattern, color scheme that is. Then we've got, again, just 2 standard early version artillery pieces. Okay, and then moving on to the fighters. So we've got 2, drawing a blank right now, these 2 early version fighters that we see here. I've got these as sort of the standard fighter that Spanish forces will be using. Got them decaled up, weathered. Again, for Axis pieces, plastic from HBG. Again, quite a bit of panels and weathering and detail in these. These sculpts are okay, again, for early version fighters, but I do have a Messerschmitt BF-109 as well that I painted and weathered up. Okay, sorry for all the hand movement, holding a camera and talking and moving pieces. All right, to kind of get an idea here, you can see some of the decaling I've got for, a German contribution to the Spanish Civil War. Getting pretty pleased how these turned out. These are HPG sculpts. I like these. I've got quite a few of these in the my German army. And then moving on, got some. These are out of box Stukas that I've painted and weathered up. And again, I love these sculpts. Again, these are just out of box plastic from Axis and Allies Global. These are the nice versions of the Stukas, and they just paint up super. I like these. I'd bought a bunch of these back in the day from HPG, and so yeah, I'm using quite a bit of them. Got them all weathered up, looking a bit raw, and just the way we like it. And then over here, got a couple of German bombers. These are Ju-88s. Again, out of box sculpts from Axis and Allies Global 40. Again, got them all painted, weathered up for National Spain. And these turned out pretty well. And then lastly, going on to the boats. So I've painted up this is an HPG sculpt for Germany. It's a 1936 destroyer, again plastic, and again weathered these up as well, and got a Nationalist Spain flag there on the back, painted up. Oops. And then we've got, this is an HPG sculpt. It's the España for use with the expansion rules. Okay. And I believe this was actually a battleship, but I think for purposes of the rules, again, it's been a minute since I've looked at them. I think instead of a cruiser, it can be used as an early version battleship, I think. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me, but I'll just have to go back into the rules. So this one's a pretty good sculpt. Again, it's an early version boat, so there's not a lot of detail, not a lot of fanfare, just some big old guns and boats right in the middle in case it's time to abandon ship. And so yeah, definitely use this one. And then lastly, I've got a German transport. Again, this is part of the HPG plastic sculpts. And this one weathered up really nice. Again, like the color schemes. So I think my friends, that's got it. So this is going to bring us to an end of video 3 for the Republican Spain and Nationalist Spain forces for the 36 Civil War. So these were a pleasure to paint and weather up. It's time to move on to the next one. Appreciate you guys though tuning in. Again, I'll be posting the colors that I've used up in the description. And as always, I welcome any feedback, any questions, comments you may have. And up next, I'll be finishing up China, the CCP and the KMT forces. And that'll be video number 4 coming up next. And this is going to do it for this one. This is the Plastic Commando. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you guys have a great day. Over and out.